computer. I don't. There we go. Okay, well, let's see. Here's your website, the About page. Let's go back to the home page. There's a few issues just kind of with general layout when you want to test your site on various window sizes. Obviously, I have a big screen here. The most important, obviously, is mobile, which you want to look at it on your phone, make sure everything makes sense there, because actually upwards of 60% of search now is on mobile, not on desktop. And so always be checking any changes you make sure they're going to work on a phone as well. And what I often tell clients is just pretend you're a secret shopper for your services. Just come in as an uneducated person who just wants to find out more about what you're doing. So let's start over on Google. And what would be a good phrase you would want people to find you by? Basically, what do you hope someone would type here in Google?
Health coach.
What's that?
Health coach.
Health coach. Okay. So if we go health coach, note that there's always these suggestions that Google kindly provides for us, and those are based on other people's searches. So it's basically people are okay. Let's back up a step. Google knows where your computer is and your phone pretty much at all times. It's hard to hide on the internet. It can be done, but it takes a lot of effort, and people don't do it. So as you can see, people are looking for things under health coach, and it's kind of surprising that it comes up with jobs first. I wouldn't think that would be coming up. Oh, and another tip here, when you're in a browser, do a new private window whenever you're doing a search. Since I haven't searched for this, I don't have any history, but when you're doing your own testing, do a new private window, because it basically says, okay, it's not going to remember anything I've done in the past.
Okay, a new private window versus just typing up in the the URL bar.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because what Google will do is, if I had typed health coach before and done any kind of search, it will put my searches at the top, or anything that I've done before. So let's just do health coach near me, which is a very popular phrase to put at the end of something.
Right.
And Google will do that. What happens is Google puts up what's called the map pack. So these are 3 map listings that will definitely come up on mobile, because people are often in their car and they want to find something near them. And so what we find here is Kathy Myers, Laura Adair, and Amanda Whiting, health coach. And the good news here is these are very low competition folks. Kathy has no reviews. So if you were to get here or want to get here, you could get there without a lot of effort. Basically, ask your clients to go on Google. These are Google reviews, by the way.
Right.
So have them go on and give a few reviews. The only other person who has a review is Amanda, and she only has 2. So the key here is you want to find yourself. So you need to click on view all. And let's see where we find you. You're kind of farther away from me, so that might be why you're not showing up.
Right.
If I did a health coach, Duval, why don't I just do that? Oh boy, we're getting all over the place.
Yeah, because then you're getting Duval Fitness, which isn't coaching at all.
No, and that's what Google is struggling right now. They're saying, okay, we really can't find anybody. And that shows us that your website and your Google My Business listing are not optimized at all. So Google My Business, when we look here and click on any of these maps, this will show
Right.
this information here is stored by Google on Google My Business. So you will want if you don't have a Google My Business page, you will want to get one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And all that involves is creating if you have a Gmail account, you get this for free. You just go to Google My Business and search for Google My Business. Let's go ahead and go in. Well, wait a minute, let me go back. Yeah, I guess I can do it for you.
And I have done some of that. I haven't done the Google My Business page because I don't have a business phone right now, and I don't want to give my private cell phone out. And
I see. Okay.
I started looking into how I could get where you can buy, a flow through where, so, you're percolating all these things that need to be done. It's interesting. I did have a client, she found me on a web search, and I'm wondering how she did that, because obviously I did not come up. So
well, let's do this again. Oops, I didn't want to do that because I'm not sharing that. So if we go we just did something like that. Oh, okay. There are too many other Dianes. So let's go Duval again here. Now, you're not going to show up in the 3-pack because you don't even have a Google My Business. So
okay,
that's why you're not there. But you do come up here.
That's not me.
Oh, it's not? Oh,
No.
Diane Duval. Sorry.
It's okay.
Huh. Wow.
Okay. I'm not surprised, Walt.
Right.
I wanted to kind of put this off, like doing this with you, because I knew I had in the back of my mind things to do. But then I was like, well, you know what? This is the way I do stuff. Like just delve in and then start fixing it as it goes.
Right. Do you have somebody working on your website for you, or did you build it?
I built it.
Okay. Is that what you want to do going forward?
I'm not sure. So what it is I have a constant contact account. And so they're you probably know, but their start off was they were primarily online newsletter kind of stuff, and then they had a feature where you could build your own. It's a plug and play kind of thing. And so, I mean, the good and the bad is, I as I said at one of my emails, I launched it, and then it was like, all right, it's in the good enough category, it's out there, and I see where it's kind of out there, but it's kind of not. And mainly I wanted it out there because I have a newsletter. I probably have 300 to 400 people on my newsletter campaign. And so I wanted them to be able to reference this to say, like, because kind of gives you the idea that, oh yeah, she is really real. Like,
sure.
And so I have that there. And then in the meantime, what I've been doing is I've been learning how to do my client portal. And the good and the bad is I've had now 3 clients come on board, and I'm launching a group coaching. So all this other stuff kind of got put in the back burner.
Gotcha. So yeah, I think the things you want to do, and this is just general advice, whenever you build a page, decide what the one thing is you want your visitors to do on this page. And it looks like you want them to connect with you or subscribe to your newsletter. So put that above the fold. That means before anybody scrolls, and do that on the phone as well. So you say, okay, getting people to subscribe, that's tough. I mean, this doesn't give me a reason to.
Right, I know.
So you need to make it clear what's in it for me if I let you spam me, basically. And
Okay,
so
fair.
you have to say, okay, sign up to get my weekly newsletter about this, and it will solve this problem. So again, it's not about you, it's about the person landing on your website. They're saying, okay, I'm coming here with a certain desire, pain, there's something that they want solved. And you have to say that in a sentence or two right here to say,
Okay.
okay, you want to relieve XYZ, and here's how I can do it for you. The other is connect with Diane. Again, connecting with Dr. Diane, oh, that takes me over to mail. And so that prompted me to write you an email. Again, that's asking people to do a task that they don't trust you yet. You know, you haven't built a reason for me to send you an email. So it's very important that, you know, this information above the fold here, it needs to convince people to take the action you want them to do. And one thing would be, I mean, you are selling something right here, but again, you have to say, okay, what am I going to get out of this? Okay, I will lead a healthy life. That's good, but I guess I would expand on this and say, why, you know, how is this going to happen, and what are the details that, you know, what's my 58 bucks going to buy me?
Gotcha.
A 4-week program will give you an overview of what you need to know to lead a healthy life. Well, it would be good to show maybe what the different objectives of every week are, and what specifically you're going to be doing for the person. And it may be general, but still, it's, again, pretend you're a secret shopper for your service.
Okay.
What's going to make you click book now? You know, and the complimentary one, free is always good to say, okay, let me see if we can even work together, and understand each other. I think a lot of folks who are in, I mean, I've been a consultant since 1990, and basically you kind of want to get to the point in your business where you can pick and choose who you work with, so that you can say, I'm sorry, this is not going to work for us. We're basically, what I have to offer isn't a solution for you. And it's a position of being able to work closely and well with people that are a good fit. And so basically, that's what this get to know you meeting is about. You know, you can ask more about, okay, this is about, here are some of the questions I might ask you. Here's what you'll get out of this 30 minutes. And it's complimentary. What I also recommend for people who have a free offer is, if you don't want to do the 30 minutes with them, make it 15, and just say, this is really just to get to know each other and to see, okay, if we can even make this technology work. Is this going to be a Zoom call, a phone call, or what?
It can be either Zoom or phone.
Okay. Again, put that detail in there. It helps somebody know, you know, what to expect. It's best to get rid of any kind of doubt or questions up front. And then on your website, have, if we go to services, have a little more, maybe, well, first off, every post needs a picture.
Oh, I don't know what happened there.
Oh, it's slow loading. Okay, sorry. It's there. Sorry. But basically, again, which of these, well, maybe you do go into more detail here. but again, answer as many questions as you can up front. And
Okay.
if you're trying to capture emails, give them a complimentary PDF, just anything that either you have written or that you have harvested off the internet. As long as you give attribution and credit to whatever articles you're referring to and add your own spin on it, you can use fair use and copy some of the information that you're finding on the internet. Another great way to build trust is to put together a 2 to 3 minute video and put it on YouTube and just get your face out there. YouTube is also, well, it's the second most used search engine. It's where people go to find out information. So if you wanted to teach people about health coaching and what it's all about, create a YouTube channel. And what I tell folks is if you're going to do that, do it on a consistent basis. And all you need is an iPhone or, you know, anything with a good camera, and you can record yourself. And there's software where you can edit out all the mistakes and whatnot, and just do that, but be committed to doing a video a week so that it's part of your routine, that you're going to sit down and realize that a 2-minute video probably takes a half an hour or an hour start to finish.
Yeah.
It does take time. But,
yeah.
But the benefit is, you know, if we go to YouTube and, you know, search for health coach. The nice thing about the internet is there's no hiding on the internet. You can find what your competition is doing.
Right.
Again, by just being a secret shopper and then finding out, okay, what are people doing? Should you become a health coach? No, that's not what we want. Everybody wants to get a job. Health tips.
It's kind of an up and coming.
Oh, okay.
So
the day in the life of a health coach. Interesting. But anyway, from this, you can get ideas of, okay, here are some, that's a scary looking woman, but.
The battle ropes.
Well, no, this woman's face right here.
Oh, right. Which one?
That one there.
To get a client?
Yeah, I hope it's a client, not the coach. But basically, you can go through and you can see what's been successful, because Google is going to put the best videos on this list. Some are 3 years old, how to become a health coach without a degree. My goodness. So these people are all selling a service to teach people how to get to be a health coach. Interesting. So health coach, well, near me is going to do us much good here, probably, because again, we're going to get the same results. But the idea is, from this is, you can say, okay, what works here? Well, having your face on the cover page, and you know, a description of what this episode is about, and then note the length of some of these. Some of these are pretty long.
Right.
I would in the beginning focus on short, pithy, 2 to 3 minute videos. Attention span is so short these days. Introduction to a personal health inventory. Well, okay, so now we're at least closer. So when you're here, what you can do is, oh, this is by the VA. Interesting.
They have health coaches.
It's interesting that it's their channel. So you can go here to see their channel, see their playlist, and you can see there's a ton of stuff on here, which obviously the VA is using YouTube properly. And you'll want to create some playlists, you know, say, okay, here's a playlist about XYZ. and then organize your videos, because again, this gives Google a way to know what your videos are about and be able to give somebody something to search for. So they're breaking these out by geography and topics and things like that. So the main thing is start with an outline of what it is you want to cover, and then sort of make a plan. If that's not something you want to do, there's people who can do it for you. You can pay to have this kind of stuff done on sites like Upwork or Fiverr.com. There are places where if you go there and type, let's go to Fiverr. Are you familiar with Fiverr.com?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, you can come here and nothing's $5 anymore, but
Yeah, I was going to say that. I mean, the challenge is it's probably the same thing that people find, you know, it's like finding the right person. And
yeah, and what I would do is figure out your budget. Always start with a budget. Say what am I willing to invest in this effort, and then do more than one. You know, put the net out and get, you know, 3, 4, whatever your budget will allow, people on Fiverr or Upwork to respond. Upwork is going to be a little more
that
costly.
one I'm not, yeah, that one I'm not familiar with.
But the talent is better. It's more professional. I mean, you can you know, if you said video production, you know, these guys are more hourly,
Okay.
but again, these folks are going to really know their stuff, and it's not low-hanging fruit here. These people, when you get to the point of saying, okay, yes, I want somebody to really create a good video, then Upwork would probably be better than Fiverr. Fiverr, I recommend if you're just doing low-end stuff and you just want a quick video out there on this topic, and it's going to be like a PowerPoint presentation in the background with a voiceover and maybe somebody's face in the corner. Again, you want to stay away from having somebody else be your spokesperson. Just say, okay, this is, you can give them your headshot and have that be what appears in the video. There's even software now that will fake who you are, but you probably don't want to go down that road. At this point, the deep fakes are getting so much better that it's like video proof is not going to prove much in about 5 years. When somebody says, I saw this politician say this and I video proof, it's going to be able to be faked. So
that's interesting.
Anyway, do you have any specific questions for me about what you want done, or what?
No, I mean, I'm pretty new at all of this. I mean, kind of my background was I'm a retired chiropractor, and when I practiced, I retired about 10 years ago. When I practiced, there was no online stuff. So all of this is, I mean, I have a lot of basic knowledge in various different things, but I don't have, I don't think I'm deep enough into it to have a lot of specifics.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I notice you have a store.
Yeah, and you said I need, and I do.
And there's
add that in.
But basically, is this a WordPress site? What's the back end for this?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's not a WordPress.
Okay.
Because it's really, I mean, and I can log on and share my screen from behind, but it's really a plug and play. Okay. You know, you can see your site on the right-hand side, and then it's like drag here, drag a place where you can put your picture, drag where you can put content. They do have some things. So
Well,
I should probably just take that store down at this point before.
what I would do is take the menu item away for anything
Yeah.
that's not ready, because anybody who's coming here and to find out about you is going to get a poor impression. You know, when you
Right.
click on the store button and there's nothing there. The contact us is fine. You can expand here in this paragraph to say, okay, let me know what you're dealing with, or it's often good to put something like this in the form of a question, like, are you feeling, like you've gained the COVID-19 pounds? Is there something, are you are you feeling down because you're eating too much sugar? Whatever. Just put a question here that prompts people to answer it, and then give you their message. And yeah, just identify what it is you want people to do on each page. If it's make a phone call. Did you have your phone? Oh, that's right. You decided not to have your phone. Yeah, that's the first thing you want to do is get a business phone, and there's lots of ways to do that. Google even offers free phone numbers, that you can forward to any phone you
I
want.
thought they were $10 a month.
They may be charging actually now for, it's interesting. I don't know. Google Voice. Well, again, let Google be your friend. Is Google Voice still free? Google Voice is a free service that lets you merge multiple phone numbers into a single number that you can call or text from. No, they still have a free version, it looks like.
Okay.
One of the great things we got Google Voice. I mean, Google often has a paid version of everything they offer. So,
right.
But yeah, you can get a phone number that. The key to a business phone, though, is make sure it's one you're going to keep, because when you set up your Google My Business listing, you don't want to be changing your number a lot, because that's a poor signal to Google. Google's not going to like it if somebody is constantly getting a new phone number. It's suspicious, and so
right.
Decide on what you want to do for your phone number. You can even, what kind of phone do you have?
I have an iPhone.
Okay. You can get a separate phone number or a SIM card for your iPhone. It involves a little swapping around, but I would say get a business line as soon as you can. There are services also, good phone answering services, because that's another thing that if you, for $20 to $30 a month, you can get a phone answering service. There we go. Let's see what this article is talking about. Ring Central, I'm familiar with. The others I'm not. So basically what these are call centers that will route the phone call. You get a phone number. You can get more than one, but you get a phone number, and that's the one you publicize. And then it will call your phone. And if you don't answer, it will go to various services. You can say, just go to voicemail, or have someone who has a script that you've written answer the phone for you and walk the person through. So there's never a voicemail issue. And they record the entire call. They record the call even if you answer. So you always have a chance to go back over and see what went right, what went wrong. Whenever you call in and it says, this phone call may be monitored for quality assurance.
Right.
Well, that's what's happening. And everybody's used to it. If somebody has an issue with that, they may have a problem being a good customer anyway. So
right.
The thing about this is you have this phone center that is 24/7. You can have somebody answering for you all the time. They can arbitrage the calls for you. They can do lots of things for you. And so here, $20 a month to get started.
Okay.
Per user per month for up to 20 users, unlimited calling and texting in the US and Canada. Call flip, presence, and call park. Lots of features at Ring Central. So, whoops.
So from your perspective, that versus the Google Voice?
Well, Google Voice is just a call forwarding service. Basically, it gets you a phone number, and anybody calls that number, it's going to ring straight through to your phone, phone. So if you don't want any of these additional services, then you can use Google Voice for that. Again, the key is you want to decide, okay, this is going to be my business number and I'm not going to change it. So that I recommend doing a service like this because two things. One is you're paying for it, so they give you support. Any questions you have, they'll deal with it for you. And you kind of have skin in the game. So you're going to say, yes, I'm committed to this phone number. Too many small businesses, I think, don't realize how important having a stable phone number really is. You know, they'll switch providers and they won't change their number or whatever. But the reason for that primarily is that Google My Business listing, so that you can have name, phone number, and address. Those three things.
Right.
You need to have those down and correct. And whenever you do something on the web, copy and paste them in so they are consistent everywhere you are on the internet. Your Twitter account, your Facebook pages, everything has to be consistent for Google to know who you are and consider you a real business. If people, and that's very hard to clean up after the fact. So you don't want to, you know, have your address in different formats or fashions and things like that. And okay, so your business, you're not meeting people in an office, correct?
No, and actually what I did was because I mean, because I was started going down the Google route, the Google My Business route. And one of the things I did was I changed to have a mailing address. I changed from just the regular post office to the Duval address that I have there is actually a post. It's
the PO box.
The PO box.
Right.
They have it in such a format that you are able to do a street name.
Yes.
And so then Google likes that.
Right.
But I haven't been able to finish that Google My Business because of not having the phone, and
right.
I just didn't finish going down that avenue.
Gotcha. Yeah, and if you use a PO box, Google is again more suspicious of those.
Right.
So use the street address for the post office instead of a PO box.
Yeah, if you look on my website, at the bottom, it is that PO box. It is the post office. It is their address, but that's the way it is.
Right. So that will make, like you said, that makes Google happy. I don't know why. They obviously have a database of all the post offices in the country. So it's like, why are you penalizing PO boxes when it's trivial to know this is a PO box?
Right.
Anyway.
Especially since so many people are online businesses these days. They don't meet in person, or if they do, it's at a coffee shop, for instance.
Right. And that's another thing on the Google My Business listing. You want to say there is a checkbox that says, I don't meet people in a physical space, or customers don't come to me, or something like, I can't remember the phrasing, but yeah, you want to check that so that you are an area business. And that means, okay, yes, I service an area and I meet people virtually. So that is something you can do with your GMB listing as well. And then the maps won't necessarily even have a direction tag there or a button that says, give me directions to Dr. Diane's coaching, because there isn't, you make your address unlisted in the GMB basically.
Okay, so I say I don't meet people.
You don't meet, people don't come to you. They don't physically come to you.
Okay.
Plus you can hide your address so that Google knows where you are, but when somebody finds you on Google My Business, they don't know. It just gives a general dot in the center of Duval, Washington. So,
okay. So if I have met, like yesterday, I met a potential new client, but just up at the coffee shop up in Duval.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't count. I mean, that, again, meeting people face to face or over Zoom is equivalent unless they're meeting in an office space that
I see. Okay.
that you go to all the time. So, oh, here's interesting. No storefront. Here's why you still need a Google My Business listing. So yeah, this article might be helpful too, is in terms of setting up your Google My Business account. But yeah, it sounds like right now you need a phone number to finish off your Google My Business listing. How do people find you right now?
Basically, it's been word of mouth or my newsletter. Like I've had clients sign up on my newsletter. So
yeah, those are tried and true ways to do it. It's how is your business? Do you have enough clients?
So I'm very fortunate that I get to do this for fun.
Okay.
So and I say at the same time, I'm also that entrepreneur in me back when I was practicing and I had a very busy practice still comes out. We also, as of recently, we recently just sold 2 of our vacation rental cabins. So some of the things what we were doing to that took up my time was to get those. They were in really good shape, but there's still things you have to do to get things up and ready for sale and then get your personal effects out of there and such. So so there's been that. So
well, I'll also offer a resource. I'm on the board of the Snow Valley Innovation Center, where we meet every Friday from noon to 1 over Zoom and talk about business issues. So it's an open forum, informal. People just drop in, drop out with any questions that they might have, questions like what you have right now. And we have experts that attend in all kinds. We have an attorney who attends. We have Rob Watton, the bank manager at Umpqua Bank in North Bend. So questions about finances. We have a CPA that has joined us, and you can just come and it's very informal. You can shoot the breeze. We often have a topic to talk about. If you want, I can add you to our newsletter for that.
I love that.
And then, like I said, it's every Friday noon to. It's actually the same link I sent you for this meeting, and basically, yeah, any of these issues that come up for you going down the road, I'm happy to answer them there in that group setting, and let other people chime in with their advice as well, because we have the goal of the Innovation Center is to help struggling businesses get unstuck and or people with brand new business ideas get started in the Valley. The hope is people will be able to create a business and therefore create jobs in the Valley and no longer have to commute into Seattle to their day job, and be able to, yes, exactly, be able to have a sustainable business in the Valley. And we partner with Pacific Lutheran University School of Business the graduate school,
Okay.
that the top 3 business ideas that come through every quarter get sent down to PLU for a full evaluation, a class project basically for the graduate students to either come up with a full business plan or a complete market research plan for their business or their business idea basically. So in your case, it could come through as just a business idea where you're trying to set up a health coaching business almost from scratch, but just basically saying, all right, this is what we want, this is what I want to do, and the only thing we ask of you is a real commitment to follow through for 9 months with the school, and also
Okay.
just have something innovative about what you're doing. So it's a different business model than all the other health coaches are doing. So there's something innovative that you are doing, whether it's targeting a certain market, like veterans only, or you're going to be bringing in high school interns to do something special, or even if you had the notion that you said, hey, I've got a process worked out and I'm interested in franchising this, something like that, where you say, okay, this is I want to be the McDonald's of health. Well, McDonald's is not a good example, but
I know what you mean.
Health
Very
coaching.
systematized.
Yeah, exactly. Where you're selling a business in a box kind of thing.
Right.
So
okay, that's great. I really appreciate that that resource.
Okay, and thanks for supporting the auction. That was great of you to do that, because they've rebranded, I guess now they're Empower Youth Network.
Oh, okay. Well, we had just found out about it that day. I mean, so we're relatively new to the Valley, and also when we were first here, first couple of years, we were remodeling our house inside and out kind of thing.
Sure.
So very distracted. And so one of the local businesses, we happen to be it's a local winery. And we happened to be there, and she was saying how she was going to go to this auction. Like, tell us about it. So we came home and we jumped online, and we got a few things, including, your very generous offer to help me here. Sure. So thank you.
Well, for sure, stay in touch with them, because they often want guest speakers. So for the kids, and you could bring your expertise to give a Zoom talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. And so be in touch with them, because they're always looking for content for people who want to talk to the kids, for sure.
Right. That's good to know. I didn't know that part, so still kind of learning.
Oh, sure, absolutely. And yeah, so come stop by on a Friday, and I'll introduce you around.
Thank you. And so can you tell me a little bit more about your services?
Basically I started out as a database programmer and build custom databases for small businesses. And that's what I did for the first 20 some odd years of my consulting career. And in the last 12 years, I've been doing search engine optimization, online marketing, and helping people deal with Google Analytics and the ton of data that people deal with when they get into online marketing. Google and Facebook both will drown you in data. And so I've built proprietary databases to analyze that information, get it out to people, and let them digest it, and then also implement a plan for being found on Google. So, things like optimizing their Google My Business page, making sure there's fresh content coming into that site, and doing social media marketing, not the stuff that people usually associate with that, which is just getting likes and all the vanity metrics that people think are so important, but actually converting people who come to your
Right.
your page and getting them to do business with you. So
Okay.
it's very data driven. It's you know your return on investment. If you spend $1 and get $2 of business, you're doing good. And the problem is most businesses don't know what they're getting for their $1 of investment.
Right.
So that's what I do, and been doing that for over 10 years now.
Okay. And do you have a website? I don't remember if it was on that form.
Actually, what I could show you, and let me see if I can get to that. There, whoops, I didn't mean to resize that. Oh, this one. Let me go back to the way it was. This is an example of a website. And what I do is I work from examples as opposed to just having a brochureware website where I talk about myself. I'm at the stage of my career where I do these talks like this and get to know somebody first, rather than having tire kickers come and call me and things like that. So I work by showing things to people. So this is an example of a directory site that I built that is for gyms and trainers, and I can walk people through it and show them the design and things like that. And that, for example, I would, in this particular project that I'm working on, I can say, okay, this is an example. Why is things going sideways here? This is an example of a listing that you can get on my website, and you just tell me what you want it to say, and I will drive traffic to this page and get people to come to you. This is just example dummy data from England. I didn't mean to. I keep right clicking when I don't want to. And basically you can be a part of this directory site for free. And then once you are on here, if you decide to hire me, I will help you optimize your own website so that where this goes will be, you'll be the best person in your area for people to come to your website and then learn about your gym. So, having a carousel like this is important, being able to have your hours present and a Google Maps. These are all things that are important. And, this is something that I can offer you. And then this is an example of what the quality you can expect. And in fact, this directory, when I make it live, will be open to anybody who wants to add their own gym. So they can click here, add their own gym, and be listed here for free, just by having a gym photo and a photo gallery uploaded, and then a paragraph and answering these questions basically. So that's an example of how I do business, as opposed to just having a brochureware website where people basically, it's a digital brochure. And for as much as possible, I tell people don't do that. That doesn't convert at all. I mean, that just lets people know, okay, you have a website, but if it doesn't have good sales copy and a direct call to action, then you really are kind of just handing out a brochure, and that doesn't get people to take any action. That's what I found anyway.
Okay. So I guess I'm just a little confused about this. So is this something you developed, this website here?
Right.
And so people sign up with you that have a gym or a trainer, and then they will be put on this list, and that's where the SEO all comes into play after that.
Yeah, the SEO will be on their particular site. So two things will happen. I will make sure that there's traffic coming to this directory so people can find you,
Okay.
find your gym, and then we optimize your own website so that when people get there, they do what you want them to do.
Okay.
In a nutshell. So, for example, you know, if I wanted to create a directory of health coaches, then you'd be the first one on there, and I would be able to go nationwide with health coaching and have a directory. The whole idea of a directory is just to give them a feel for the quality of work that I do, and as opposed to just, like I said, having a website where people see, you know, testimonials and things like that. You know, I can give you my LinkedIn profile. That's what I generally give people when they ask, do you have a website? I say, here's my LinkedIn profile. It has everything you need to know about me, and yeah, go from there, as opposed to the problem with a website. Like I said, you can't hide on the internet, so any competitor could see what I'm doing on my website in terms of SEO and
Gotcha.
reverse engineer it. So
Okay.
the work that I do, I don't want it to be that public. Is not that there's any black hat stuff going on or anything like that. It's just it's 20 years of learning how to do this stuff, and you don't want to just make it freely public.
Right. You don't want to give away what your services are.
Right. Well, the details of what happens.
Yeah.
So,
That. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, any other questions?
I think that's it for now.
Okay, well, definitely stay in touch, and then and drop by on a Friday, and yeah, I think you pretty much know next steps, things you need to do, and then if you come across anything specific, feel free to email me, reach out and say, I'm stuck here. Let me know if I can steer you in the right answer, in the right direction for an answer, or help you. That I'm always willing to do that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and
Okay.
as I kind of pull things together, and I'll be there on Friday, and kind of we'll be in touch and get
Okay.
to share.
All right. Are you going to want this recording?
If you don't mind.
Sure. I mean, I will save it and then probably put it up as a unlisted YouTube video and send you the link to it.
Okay.
Okay. So you can just watch it online, and let me know when you're done with it, and I'll take it down.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Diane. Great to meet you.
Same here.
Take care.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.